And this particular story has created an absolute rumpus over here in the United Kingdom. This is because it's come from the lips of course, somebody might call a national treasure. That is, of course, Sir Ian McKellen. Now, he's been really sort of feted for many years and, of course, has enjoyed a very much celebrated career. He's delved into all sorts of things, from situation comedy to, of course, the classics, the greats. But a couple of months back now, sadly for him, he fell off stage during a performance in London's West End. And as he openly admitted, it was all thanks to wearing a prosthetic fat suit that he didn't really incur any serious injury. Some people say, though, that he may have, of course, lost his marbles in the process. This is because he decided to attack some of our very much loved members of the British monarchy, including the late Queen Elizabeth, who he claims apparently was very rude to him. Let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much as ever for taking the time out to join me. We'll have a lovely wave. Ian McKellen, funny character, met him, not the nicest of people, I have to tell you, and that's on a number of occasions. You know, clearly this is the persona that he wants to put out there. As I say, he's done everything from Coronation Street through to the classics. And you know the sort of things, the National Treasure logo they stick on people. If I told you the number of national treasures that really should just be buried in treasure, you know, there certainly is nothing national nicely about them. Well, you could say he's certainly one of them, particularly after this interview. He decided to reiterate about meeting certain members of the monarchy, including, of course, the late and wonderful monarch Queen Elizabeth, who apparently he labelled as rude. This was simply because she asked him, do people still go to the theatre? Now, we've done a bit of checking into this, and actually it's a misinterpretation, because what she meant was, do people still go to the theatre, meaning in abundance, because of course the period that he received that particular commendation and of course the conversation wasn't meant to be rude at all. She was basically saying, has it picked up? But of course he's chosen to take this directive again. What's interesting also is he's also cited the fact that he feels that Prince Harry is not very bright and really, you know, he shouldn't be left to fend for himself. And then he sort of even slung in mud against the late Duke of Edinburgh, saying that he was deeply unhappy because he was in a role that he didn't enjoy. Quite how Sir Ian managed to learn all of this in the nanoseconds that you have with the roles is amazing to be seen. By the way, King Charles didn't escape either. What's interesting though is, as ever, you look, you dig and you search around and you think, what's the true story behind this sudden revelation of a man now at 85 years old that truly should know better? Aha, he's got a new film out in around about 2 weeks, and the bottom line is it's not picking up the glowing references that perhaps this national treasure really thinks it should. Moving forward also, it's not a mainstream release, and as he knows, and he's openly said in the interviews, he still hopes to carry on working. But when you do things like this, and I'm not the only one that thought he was spiky, indifferent and very difficult to interview, when you do things like that, it really does ostracize you. And as I've said to you before, you know, it outweighs the people that actually enjoy the British monarchy against those that don't. You've got to be very careful that you don't alienate your audience. Now, the new film from Sir Ian McKellen, he was happy enough, of course, to pick up that award, all thanks to a fellow actor, Michael Cashman, who told him it would be good PR. You see, not that stupid, is he? Now, the bottom line is it's called The Critic. But of course, if you were criticising Sir Ian, he could turn nasty. And I am proof of that. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.